Shalom to the nation of Israel, coming to the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of the Great Millstone, and to the hopeful elect, pushing his word and truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. This is going to be a quick lesson about hasty. I might have mentioned something like this before, but it is important because you need to have control of yourself. So, hasty. Hasty. Early demanding haste, urgent, quick, tempered, angry. So quick-tempered, right? I was focused on that. Quick-tempered. How is someone quick-tempered? Let's just go into the word tempered, and you can understand this even more. See if it let me do that. Tempered. Brought to desired hardness of metals. Okay, that's a different explanation. Well, tempered comes from temper, so we have to go there. Okay, bring to a proper or suitable state, to mollify some excessive quality, to restrain within due limits. Right, so it says observe proper measure, moderate, restrain oneself, right? Mix correctly, due proportion, regulate, rule, govern, manage. I didn't even know it meant this. That's what it meant, temper. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. A sudden outburst of anger. So quick temper, right? But I didn't know it meant all this, though. This is interesting. Because someone has a quick temper, they're not, they get angry quick, so they get in their emotions quick, but then they usually calm down quickly too. So it says to moderate, bring to a proper or suitable state, right? It's very interesting that it says this. It even goes here that have calm state of mind, tranquility in the 16th century, and that of angry state of mind for bad temper. So that's really the definition I should be looking for, as bad temper, right? But nonetheless, so someone right here, it says a sudden outburst of anger. So that's what I'm focusing on right now. Or even says a disposition to exhibit uncontrolled anger, right? It says right here, Proverbs 14:29, he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. So it's he that is slow to wrath. Wrath is anger, right? And not having control of your temper, right? Because it actually goes in the definition of temper, says restraining oneself. So if you don't have control in restraining yourself, okay, so the definition is right. If you don't have control of restraining yourselves, you make hasty decisions. And those hasty decisions cause you to make foolish decisions, which can get yourself into serious trouble, in a serious predicament. Right? Now, it says he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding. And I really understand that now more than ever. Because for me, the more I understand something, the slower it takes for me to get angry because I understand it. It's for example, if I have a boss who is very emotional, you say the wrong thing to him and he pops off and he gets angry, right? Or you just talk, like something, for that example, you say that, and he gets angry. And if I was to do that and he got angry, right? It doesn't make sense for me to get angry with him. I already know he's like this, and I understand why he's like this. So why am I getting angry with him, right? But in this scenario, I wouldn't get angry because I understand this, right? So if you're in scenarios like that and you are catching yourself getting quickly or what's the word I'm looking for? Have quick tempers, don't have control of the emotions in the moment, then it means you actually don't fully understand this scenario. You don't fully understand what is triggering you to get angry, right? For that example, if I truly understood that person and why they do these things, I'm not going to get mad. I'm just going to laugh. It's like, oh, okay. It's going to just be amusing. It's like watching a little kid have a temper tantrum. You shouldn't be getting angry at a little child when they have a temper tantrum. You just laugh. It's funny, But if you're getting angry when a kid has a temper tantrum, then that means you don't understand why that kid's doing that, right? Which is causing you to get angry, which causes you to lose control of your emotions, which is causing the flesh to take control. And through that, you do hasty things, right? So it says, he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. Yeah, you do foolish things because you don't control your emotions, because you don't understand that thing, whatever it is, And, I just took a driving test this morning to get my full license, Barak the Al Bashim Yal Shai, and I passed, And I passed because, well, I know for people when they talk about taking tests that they get nervous, they get nervous. And that nerves is just another form of their emotions, a lack of control of their emotions, right? Whether it's fear, anxiety, anger sometimes, right? But, I'm still learning, but learning how to control your own emotions, right? You have to understand why you are feeling like this. Why is this scenario causing you to feel like this? Why is what this person is doing is causing you to feel a certain type of way, right? And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what they're doing. It matters about yourself. You can control yourself, then all those other things don't matter, right? Which I am continuously learning, which is why I was able to pass that test, right? That's just another example, right? Because if I didn't have control of myself, if I didn't understand myself, I would have made hasty decisions out of lack of control while I was driving, which would maybe fail the test. The smallest thing, right? But that's why I said about great understanding. Even though I was talking about wrath, but that's just with anything with your emotions, right? And that's talking about yourself. And then you have other people. Proverbs 21:5, the thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but of everyone that is hasty only to want, right? So people that are always hasty in spirit, always hasty, quick to do things, they always do things that they want to do. Not things that they need to do, things that they want to do. Because they're quick, they're hasty, right? Oh, I feel this, so I'm going to do this. Okay. But they're like, you didn't ask yourself, like, why am I feeling this? Just because you're feeling something doesn't mean it's right. That's not how it works. I mean, that's how this society is built, right? Go off your emotions. Oh, I feel this, so that means it's right. That's why you have all these owls and moles walking around and people changing their plumbing because it feels good. So that means it's right. No, that's not true, right? And we all have our own battles of things we have to figure out, but that's one thing that you need to know. Like just because you feel that quick sensation, that hasty sensation of quick surge of emotions or feelings, doesn't mean you have to act on it in a hasteful way. You need to take your time and think upon it and why is this happening, right? So then you won't make decisions based off of what things that you want to do. You make your decisions based on things that you need to do. So you need to slow down, right? And people don't like the word slow. I don't know why, I don't know why they don't like the word slow. I love the word slow, right? I don't mind. I like being slow because when you're slow, you can see everything. People that move fast all the time, they make a lot of mistakes. They make a lot of mistakes that could have just been avoided if they slowed down. For example, if you see people driving, speeding on the highway, especially where I live, there's car crashes all the time. These people are crashing because they're driving too fast. It's very simple. They're just driving too fast. They're driving too fast past their own limits of driving. And since they're driving at a speed that they can't handle, they crash because you're going to make mistakes. Now, if you're like a NASCAR driver, their limits are a little bit past the normal human being because they drive fast. They've acquired different abilities at those speeds. So their reflexes are a lot faster than a normal person. So they can drive at faster speeds, right? But you have to know yourself. It comes back to understanding yourself. It always comes back to that, right? So you have to know your speed. Some people can drive faster than others. Some people can drive slower than others, right? I'm tend to be one of the people that like to drive slow because I like driving slow. I can drive fast if I have to, right? But I'll choose to drive slow because, that's more comfortable speed for me. And I'm not just speaking about driving. I'm talking about just in life. When you do things and the way you think, you got to know your speed, right? You got to know your process. Didn't mean to go on a rant, Slack. So the next one, but that is important stuff because if you don't know yourself, when this chip comes, everything comes, and all these things are coming, when the heat gets turned into furnace, you're gonna burn up because you're not gonna know what to do. You're gonna be freaking out like everyone else is freaking out, right? You're gonna get caught up in all those emotions, right? And really, it comes back to putting your mind and your spirit into the scriptures, right? That'll keep you stable. Like the scripture reads, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times, right? So that's going to keep you stable. Proverbs 29 and 20. Seest thou a man that is hasty in his words? There is more hope of a fool than of him. So a man that is hasty in his words, there's more hope for a fool than of a man that's hasty in his words, right? So that's why you have to think. Take your time and think. Just because someone asks you a question doesn't mean you have to reply right away, right? And if you don't know the answer, just tell them, like, I actually don't know the answer, Don't try and think of something to say because they ask you a question. They're standing there looking at you because you're feeling awkward because you don't have the answer. So that comes back to your emotions, right? And because of not understanding those emotions and not having control of those emotions, you say something stupid, right? Because you might try to answer the question and the answer you gave is totally wrong, and now you look dumb when you could have just said, I actually don't know. And then they would have gave you the answer, right? That's being smart. That's being wise. All right. So now we're going to go to Ecclesiastes. Yeah, we're going to go to 5. Be not rash with thy mouth, verse 2, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before Yahweh. But yeah, because the scripture that actually also reads that you will be brought to the judgment seat of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai based off the words that you've said. So he's going to make a count of those words, roughly paraphrasing. So you have to be very careful of everything you say, everything you do, because it's all been recorded for your judgment day, right? Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart, which is mine, be hasty to utter anything before Yahweh. For Yahweh is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore let thy words be few. So basically, Most High is everywhere, right? He's another dimension, so he's everywhere. And you're just on earth. You're on earth. So you're nothing to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So he sees everything, he hears everything. So be very circumspect and careful about what you think and say, right? Try to say, less is better. Less is better. Now we're going to go to Ecclesiasticus, and I just typed in hasty. 4 and 20. Did I write the right one? Slack. So we're going to go to 6 and 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first and be not hasty to credit him. Yeah, so you meet someone new, he seems pretty cool, whatever, new friend, take your time to analyze this person, try this person to see who they really are. Just don't believe that they're a good person because they're doing things for you right now. That's how everybody is, because everyone's always out for themselves in this world. If you find someone who's not, then they might be one of the elect. Who knows? You can bring the truth to them. But you find someone that's actually genuinely just trying to help you because it's the right thing to do, that's unheard of. Only one of the elect would do something like that, right? So, for example, I have another example. I have a boss at work, and this guy is all about money, right? It's all about making money, which is fine. I get it. You're in a job. You got to make money. That's cool. Whatever. We're in the world. I get it. But now all of a sudden he wants to help me, right? So I'm not going to get caught up in this whole whirlwind of him wanting to help me. I'm going to take his help, though. I'm not going to say no to that. You're going to help me make more money? Okay, Brakati Halba Shemil Shai. Most High is helping me out. But I know you're still doing this to help yourself because he's my boss. So if I make more money, he makes more money. You see what I mean? So some people, or I should say myself in the past, when I was younger, I would just believe this person wants to help me and I wouldn't have been circumspect of this person and watched them and how they were with me and make sure I didn't get used, right? If you're gonna help me, like if I'm getting helped in a situation or you're gonna use me for something, you're not getting more out of it than I am, right? It's either gonna be a 50-50 split or I'm getting more than you, right? That's just how it goes. But I only know this now because I'm older and I'm wiser. I know how to conduct myself with other people. But that also comes from being circumspect and also having control of your emotions. Because if you don't have control of your emotions, you get lost and caught up in the whole fact that someone's helping you, and someone above you, someone that has more money, if you're in, and that's getting caught up in the world also, right? That's a lot of things. So I don't want to keep ranting about it, but you can see the point. It says, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first and be not hasty to credit him. Okay? Don't be quick to credit him. Very simple. Then we're going to go to Ecclesiastes 9-14. He that is hasty to give credit is light-minded. So kind of what I just explained about my example, about myself, right? He that is hasty to give credit is light-minded, and he that sinneth shall offend against his own soul. Sheesh. Right? That's, wow. Ecclesiasticus 28:11 is the last one. And hasty contention kindleth a fire, and a hasty fighting sheddeth blood. So this same boss that I was talking about, we had a little argument, right? Well, he was more in an argument than I was. I was just trying to explain to him what he was saying doesn't make any sense. But I can see, and like I said, he's a guy that gets angry very quickly, gets mad very quickly, which is fine. I already knew all these things, which is why I kept control of myself in that discussion, so I don't get caught up in the fact that he's getting angry with me, because I'm not doing anything wrong. So if I'm not doing anything wrong, there's no reason for me to feel some type of way about the way he's reacting. Right? I just keep doing what I'm doing. That's all. Right? But in the past, if I didn't have control over my own emotions, right, I would have made a hasty decision in that argument and said something foolish to cause it to get even worse and worse and worse. But I didn't do that. I was very controlled myself. Therefore, the argument was controlled. I said what I needed to say. He said what he needed to say. We came to a conclusion. We were done. And then it was good. We're good. And now, like 2 days later, he says he wants to help me make more money. Right? So that could have went totally different if I didn't have control of myself in that argument. Right? Because it also talks about the rich man in the scriptures. If a wise man will make a rich man his friend, roughly paraphrasing, right? So that's what I'm doing with him. So that's it on that. There's nothing else to be said. I pretty much made the point. Plus, I don't want to keep talking and rambling about my own personal experiences, but I do use my personal experiences to explain certain scriptures because they do it gives a better picture. So I hope this was edifying to the hopeful elect, to the nation of Israel. We're almost out of here. Almost out of here. Like, very close. Like, most likely, maybe the end of this year, early next year, we're out of here. Yahweh Rataza. So just keep pushing, keep praying, keep fasting, keep grinding, and, keep pushing forward. I pray that you've been edified by this lesson. I'd like to close out by saying, Ka Hala Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles' great millstone, and to the hopeful elect pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Death and destruction to his wicked kingdom, and the 2/3 as well. Kwam Yasharallah, Abad Babal, Shalom.